Hi, everybody, and welcome to the MPI Global Leadership Training video series. This is episode Team Membership, and I am so thrilled to be here. My name is Judy Holler, and I'm going to be moderating this panel, and I'm also a proud member of the MPI Chicago area chapter, so I'm thrilled to be here, and I bet you're wondering who these three distinguished people are here with me on the call. But before I bring them into the loop, I want to say to you watching this video, congratulations on being a leader. You have just made an awesome choice. And really, it's one that can open incredible doors. It's just all how you work it. And the four of us are here today to help you get ready to rock membership and to really set you up for success. So let's get this party started. And I'd love to introduce the three people on the call with me here today. So first up, we've got our lone soldier, our lone guy, Mr. Timothy Gunn, who is Manager of Member Services for MPI Global. Hi, Timothy.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Judy.
Great. And next up, we have Chapter Business Manager Lead with MPI Global, Miss Holly Dodson. Hi, Holly.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Judy.
And last but certainly not least, we've got Vice President of Membership for the very awesome Potomac chapter, Miss Amy O'Malley. Hi, Amy.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Judy. DC in the house.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, thanks so much for being here today, and I am so excited to get into some of this information. So for you that is watching, for whoever you are, VP or Director of Membership, or maybe you're someone that's thinking about membership, we're going to bring you through an overview today of what we're going to cover. But before I do that, I want to say that one of the great things about this video being online, it means that it's on demand, right? So that means you can watch this anytime you want. You can come back to it as many times as you need. You can share it with all of your friends because I know you're going to be thoroughly engaged by this awesome content, no doubt about it. But I really encourage you to take good notes. I encourage you to ask questions. Keep a list of cues and bring them back to your chapter business manager, to your leadership within your chapter. You don't have to get it all right now, but the point is you can go at your own pace and take your time to really make sure you're engaging with this incredible content. So today we're going to cover some good stuff, and here's kind of a basic overview about what you're going to learn. First of all, you're going to get to know your global membership team and really how they connect with your chapter and with the membership at large. You're going to learn a little bit more about your role as VP or as director, which is exciting. You're going to get some membership strategy plans. We're going to talk onboarding and why that is so critical. We're going to talk about engaging the membership, and that really is what it's all about, right? The people, our members. And then lastly, we're going to dig into some demographics and really talk about some of our membership demographics. So I'm stoked. I'm excited. Are you guys ready to roll, my distinguished panel?
Absolutely.
Let's roll.
Yeah.
I love it. Great. So Timothy Gunn at Global with the MPI member wall behind him. I'm going to start with you. I'd love for you to share a little bit about the team at Global and really how they interact with the membership as a whole, and with our chapter leaders.
Sure, absolutely, Judy. First and foremost, congratulations to all of you who have chosen to, and been elected really, to become a VP of membership or a director. I often think, I'm a little biased on this, but because I oversee membership here, but I often think that this position is one of those positions that's critical to the organization, and it's also critical to MPI. We know at MPI that really the heart and the soul of this organization is every single one of you. It's all those people behind me on that little mosaic wall there as well that really we are here for all of you, the members. So for you to be responsible for recruiting new members and retaining new members to this organization is a critical role. Here at the global headquarters in Dallas, Texas, we have a number of individuals, a whole team of specialists who focus purely on member engagement and member retention. So what they do is, we call them our member engagement representatives, is that they are assigned to every single chapter all over the world to be your point of contact to the global headquarters. So if you haven't been introduced to your member engagement rep yet, contact your CBM or the president of your chapter, and your chapter business manager can get you connected to your member engagement representative. Our member engagement rep, what we call our MERS, our MERS are really there to help you guys, and more importantly, they're an outreach of the global community here in the global organization to really maintain communication with you guys, but also all of the members that we have, 19,000 around the world. What the MERS will do for you is be your point of contact. If you have a membership question that you're not sure about, if you have any sort of question from anything that we produce here from the global headquarters, marketing pieces, communication, you need to rent a booth for a show that you're doing, anything that has to do with monthly renewal incentives that we provide, your member engagement rep is really your point of contact. So consider this person your friend, pick up the phone, contact us at the global headquarters, and we will get that person to you. But then also what we do from a headquarters to support all of you at the chapter level is we do a number of campaigns every single year. We are responsible for producing the monthly renewal incentive programs, monthly campaigns for acquisition of new members to help you guys with the publications or any opportunities that you have out there. So be on the lookout for a monthly communication coming from me. I send it out to each of the VPs of membership at the top of the month, and basically what it does is sort of lays out what our incentives are. When I say incentives to renew, I'm talking about if you renew in this month, we will select a recipient from the drawing to get a 1-year membership extension just for renewing a member. We also provide tickets to local chapter events that we work with the chapter administrator. So there's a whole bunch of things to do. And here's an important website for you. So grab a pen and write this down, because each and every single month you can actually go to this website, which is public for all members to see, and you will actually be able to see what the monthly renewal incentive. And that is our global headquarters website, mpiweb.org/renew. That's mpiweb.org/renew. So that's on a very high level. That's some of the things that we do from a global headquarters, Judy.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Timothy. Good stuff. So Holly, I'm going to kick it over to you. I'd love to know, what does a successful membership team look like at the chapter level?
Sure, I'd love to answer that. So, we see a variety of different types of leaders come in and go. I think from my years of experience doing this, and I've now been a CBM for a little over 5 years and also a chapter leader for about 8 years, what I find really makes a team successful, and in this case specifically a membership team, is that they really start out with an engaged, enthusiastic and passionate team. Okay, first off, you've got to have that. You got to bring that to the table. You got to be happy about what you're doing. But they take time to really build out their membership strategy plan or their membership business plan, whatever you might call it. And that plan is really going to help them determine where they're going. So all successful teams have that. They have a plan, a strategy. They're not just doing to do. They know what they need to do, why they're doing it, and how they're going together. So that's really important. As part of that membership strategy, they typically will have a really engaged committee structure. So they've built out their committee structure to fit the needs of that strategy plan, which is so important. You cannot be a lone wolf out there. You've got to have a team around you. The more people on your team, the better. So, fill your team up. You can never have too many people on the membership team, and that is what's going to set you up for success in executing that strategy plan. as part of having that team, you really want to make sure that team has a good grasp of your vision and mission for the chapter. Obviously, you want them to know MPI Global's, but you really want them to have a good feel for the local chapter strategy and mission. So sharing with them the overall business plans and the budgets at the chapter level and where the board of directors is looking for this particular membership department to take them, because then they'll have ownership. So really strong, successful teams take the time to have those conversations with their committees. As part of that, they also understand the objectives and how to share with their membership the ROI of being a member, whether they're a planner member, a supplier, or a student, really making sure your entire committee gets that structure. And it translates down, because these are going to be your advocates out in the field. These are, people who are going to be going out and your evangelists selling you, for lack of a better way of saying it. So you want to make sure they know how to say why you need to be here, not just with MPI Global, but with MPI X chapter and this committee and what it's going to do for our membership. So bringing that to the table. One of the things that I've seen successful membership teams do is they have good onboarding programs. For you to really understand and get to know your members, you need to catch them right in the beginning. In that first year or two, you want to get to know them, build a relationship with them, and make sure they're getting engaged with your chapter membership. We've learned over the years how important that is. So successful teams have really strong new member onboarding plans, which I think we're going to talk about a little later, so I won't go into that here. Most of our successful teams also have really good retention and recruitment. They have a plan as part of their strategy for how they're going to retain their members and make sure they come back year after year. But they also have a plan for how they're going to grow their membership. What are they doing in recruitment? What are the key areas in their community that they have opportunity? And what's the plan and the strategy to reach out to those key areas and bring them into our MPI community? So having a focus and a plan around that. So all these things together really help make that strong team. But again, it goes back to having the enthusiastic, passionate people and accountable people on your committee. People who really understand what you need from them and are loyal to you and want to fulfill that. You don't want a bunch of people sitting on your committee who really don't want to be there. Their boss wants to be there. You want people who want to do this. They love membership. They love people. They're engaged. They want to talk. They want to interact. They want to be at the member events. So really looking for that energetic, outgoing personality to fill that committee structure is going to make you successful in the membership department.
Great. Thanks so much, Holly. I couldn't agree more. I think putting the right people in place is critical, and building a tribe around that person is really the element to success in membership. Now, when we talk about people, right, we've got some VPs and some incoming directors of membership watching this right now, and these awesome people are going to want to know, what are their responsibilities? So, Amy, I'm going to throw the mic to you. I'd love to hear what you have to say around the responsibilities of the VP or Director of Membership.
Sure. Thanks, Judy. So the membership team consists of your vice president of membership, a board director, that could be multiple positions within your chapter depending on the size, your co-chairs or chairs of the committee, and your committee members. So that makes up your entire membership team. And it's really about the entire partnership of all those different levels of folks and their passion and volunteerism. So the first thing is to ensure that you have a membership strategy. Holly was alluding to this, that for how you're going to retain, recruit, and engage and onboard your members. So this will include goals, budgets. It's developing a committee that's there to support those initiatives. So making sure that for every program you have or initiative that you want to take, that there's somebody to have ownership of it and that accountability piece, but who's also really passionate about, executing that action item and understands the importance of that to both membership as well as the overall health of the chapter. It's really important. One of the things that we strive to do is make sure that our members understand not only the value of MPI membership at the local chapter level in terms of what we offer, but then also making sure that all the resources that are available to them with MPI Global and those resources. That's probably the area that most folks need the most education about. They're usually pretty familiar with the chapter in the area, but learning about those resources that are available and are part of your membership. And then also really critically is, as you look towards future years, planning for succession, are you giving opportunities to new committee members? Are you recruiting new committee members? Are you offering them a task right away? Are you coaching them to take on a leadership role? Are you planning for what they want to do within MPI, whether it's at the chapter level or maybe one day internationally? Are you planning for those types of succession within your chapter? So are you identifying key leaders, and are you giving them those skills early on? So, helping develop, your current committee co-chairs are your future board of directors, are your future international board of directors for MPI. And so really cultivating that succession so that those great initiatives that you work so passionately about this year can continue for future years. That transition and succession is really key to the success of that position, and it's part of your role as VP of membership or your board to make sure you're doing that.
Awesome information, Amy. And while I've got you, I'd like to stay with you for a minute because we've heard Holly talk about membership strategy. And now we've heard you talk about a membership strategy plan. So someone watching this may freak out and go, strategic. What does that mean? Big numbers, graphs, data. I'm out. Walk us through that and get us a little comfy cozy with a membership strategy plan. How do you start? How do you develop one?
Yeah, it's not as intimidating as it sounds, but it's really key. It makes sure that you know what you're doing and you're on the path that's going to get you to where you want to go. So most importantly, it's important to understand what you offer and where the needs are for your members. So it's important to know why your members join and what are the programs and initiatives that you're offering that offer them that value. So very quickly, there's some great resources online, but you can map out all the initiatives that you have going on and where there are gaps in those areas. But it starts with understanding your chapter demographic. Who are your members? What do they want? How many years have they been in the industry? How new are they to your chapter? Do they understand a lot of those resources? So really know who your members are and know what they want. And then you can begin to develop this membership strategy plan. It outlines kind of all the activities and priorities. And it's important to know what's your priority for this year, what's your priority potentially for next year. You may not be able to, depending on your chapter, execute everything in the first year, but what's the highest value you can place? For my chapter, that was really working on onboarding. We lost a lot of our members in the first, especially our planner members in the first year. I don't want to throw out a number because it's changed over time. We've worked on that. But that was a key focus for us. So re-looking at our onboarding and ensuring that our members got engaged from day one. And make sure that those programs that you're planning for go back to those demographics. Maybe you have members that are a lot more senior, or you have members that have been with the chapter for 10 plus years. What it takes to engage those members is a little bit different than a chapter that has the majority of new members in the first couple of years. And then make sure that you're developing that committee structure to support the plan. So, it's great to have really good initiatives, but if there's no one to have accountability for or execute it, we've all talked about the tribe that you build around you. Don't feel like you're doing this all on your own. Membership is everybody's responsibility. I preach this all the time at my chapter, that it's not only just the membership team, but our entire leadership team to be looking at membership, inviting people to events, recruiting new members. So make sure that there is a tribe around you to kind of set forth on that plan. And Judy, I know you know a lot about membership strategy plan, and I learned a lot from you at Chapter Business Summit. Is there anything else you want to add?
Well, I would love to just roll right into the membership boot camp right now, but I thought this could be a good time to bring up Holly to maybe speak a little bit about, if a chapter doesn't already have a chapter strategy or a business plan in place, where should they start? Holly, what do you think there?
Sure. It definitely can be a little overwhelming to start this. And even, please know going into this that a lot of our chapters who've already done it and are in the process still sometimes get overwhelmed. So that's a natural feeling. And if you have that, that's not a problem at all. There's lots of people to support you in this process. And I'm going to say start with your chapter business manager, your CBMs. So, what I tell my teams is right away, let's talk about it. Let me help you learn your demographics. How do you read those demographic charts? Make sure you understand them and get a good understanding. And we can kind of break it down together. So you and your CBM can get you started. But definitely, it is going to be our membership boot camp as a key place. So that happens in September at the Chapter Business Summit. And so I would encourage you to be talking to your president as you're training and getting ready onboard into your year about who is going to be attending that on behalf of your chapter. But MPI Global will support your chapter by bringing any of the VPs of membership, and in some cases the director of membership, to Dallas in the month of September for this special training. And so you'll go through this intensive training. It's about a 4-hour training. Well, they'll teach you about these membership strategies. What does it look like? What's it included? You'll have pre-homework. You'll bring very specific things for your chapter, and they're going to help you break it down step by step and make it simple for you. And then even have sessions where you're going to actually start to work in your plan so that you can go back to your chapter with already begun. Now, what I want to say about them is that it is a process. So if you haven't begun yours or your chapter really hasn't dug into this process yet, that's okay. Take a breath. Decide you want to do it first off, and then let's sit down and just go through it. It'll probably take you 6 months to really kind of lay the whole thing out. So know that we don't necessarily think it's something you're going to do overnight. And then you're going to strategize and put, some things in this year and things in another year. So you're not going to do everything all at once. What's most important about your strategy plan is that you begin and that you have a plan. So even if the plan's not right in the first year, we can always tweak it going forward. So getting with your CBM, attending the boot camp, and then online in the chapter leaders resource area. So now that you're a board member, and we're so excited to have you, as of April 15th, you're going to have access to a special area that no other members have access to. And it's the chapter leaders resource page. And within this page are all kinds of resources and tools for membership, but there's also a membership boot camp toolkit in there. And within that toolkit, there are templates and resources to help you get started. So again, your CBM can show you where that's at, can help you begin looking at those documents so you can get started before the boot camp and get a little bit ahead of the game. And then lastly, one of the things that your chapter business manager will do for you is in the beginning of the year, they're going to provide you with a list of everybody across the globe who's doing what you're doing, all your VPs of membership, all your directors of membership. And we're going to encourage you to reach out and build a community of peers who are going through the same thing you're going through. So chapter business managers, for example, will have membership calls, and we'll invite our chapters to that. And we'll have you guys talking with some of your peers. But we encourage you to reach out on your own. Find out from your CBM who's gone through this before. Which chapter can you tap into? Like you're looking here at Miss Judy Holler, and I can tell you she's the queen of membership strategies. She actually teaches our boot camp. So reaching out to the Chicago chapter, yes, absolutely. And now you know Amy O'Malley, Potomac, they both have successfully done this, and they've seen results. They've seen the numbers change. So you're not building this alone, you're starting from scratch. We're going to make sure you get where you need to go. So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better about the process.
Yeah, I think it's great, Holly. Well said. And one of my favorite things about what you just said was, it really makes me think of one of my favorite quotes ever is this idea of starting before you're ready. Because listen, we're never ready, right? But if you don't start something, you're never gonna do really anything. So we have to start, and we have to start before we're ready, and we have to take that little leap of faith and make things happen. So we set you up for that success in the boot camp and really get you a little more comfy with the idea of a membership business plan, and you're there with all your peers to ask questions. So I want to kind of keep this conversation going a little bit, and I want to bring Tim in as well, because I need to hear from Tim on this as well. So it's a two-part question, and I'm going to start with Holly, and then we'll toss it over to Tim. But we want to talk about onboarding and why it's so important. But Holly, I might ask you to talk about onboarding from a chapter perspective, and then Tim, you continue by telling us what is Global doing from an onboarding perspective so we can all get on the same page. So Holly, we'll start with you.
Sure. In my personal opinion, onboarding is probably one of the most important things you do, right, alongside of succession planning. Because if you don't engage these members right away, again, you're right. So onboarding is simply the practice of how are you bringing on board your brand new 1-year members up through 2-year members. So that's simply what it means. And we don't expect you to do this alone. We have toolkits and things to help you. But I think what's important to understand is that one of the things that we've learned at MPI Global is that if you do not engage a member in the first year, and by engage I mean attend at least 2 events, get connected in some way, that statistically you're going to lose them. So you have that window of that first year to get them engaged. So whether it's coming to networking, coming to education, new member orientations, personal phone calls, whatever that looks like, you really want to tap into them. And so one of the things that we did from a global perspective last year actually was developed an onboarding toolkit to support you on the chapter level in being successful in this. And so this toolkit actually has documents within it, which are cheat sheets for different programs that you can develop, such as ambassador programs or mentoring programs. But it also has an onboarding document that shows you here's everything that Global will do for a 1-year member, and here's everything that we recommend that a chapter should do for a 1-year member in the first year. And this is kind of like a minimum guideline. So all of your chapters should have an onboarding plan. They were all asked to develop one in this current year. So I don't think any of you coming in new are going to be coming to a chapter that doesn't have some form of an onboarding program, but you might still be developing it and have to put the strategies around it. So really, an inclusive program is going to look like you want to have some form of new member orientation. How are you bringing them into the chapter, introducing them, sharing with them the resources that you have at a chapter level for them to engage. Don't expect them to figure that out on their own. They're going to need a little guidance. Not everybody goes to the website and just looks that stuff up. So having that. Having key touch points throughout the year. So certain times that you're going to call in and check on them. Maybe you're going to have a committee that's all they do is call those new members at 3 months, 6 months. And at 3 months, they might be just simply saying, hey, how's it going? Have you had a chance to attend anything? What did you think about it? Are we hitting the mark? What could we do for you to help you get more out of your membership? So creating a relationship, so that the only time we're calling them isn't when we want them to renew and when we want their money. We're calling them all year. Customer service, kind of old school, and just being a partner with them in their membership and helping them engage. So that's really kind of what it is. So at every chapter, it's going to look a little different based on your demographics and the needs of your members, and that's what you have to decide. But again, our toolkit and the chapter leaders resources gives you the guide to start that process. So ask your chapter current membership teams what they currently have, and make sure you're familiar with it so that when you're in that role, you can figure out how you want to develop from there. And I think, Tim, you had some global perspective you were going to bring to the table.
Yeah, absolutely, Holly. One of the things that's really important, and I'm going to echo everything that Judy, Amy, Holly just said, is that the most important aspect of being a VP of membership is that you have a solid plan for your onboarding. It is the way in which most organizations, whether they're in our profession or outside, whether they're a large corporation or small business, most corporations and businesses bleed money because they're trying to recruit new business. So imagine what it would be like if we could retain our current members. And that's really our goal with the onboarding. So from a global perspective, what we do for every single chapter, including yours, including the ones in Italy or wherever we are in the world, from a global headquarters, our member engagement representatives are there for us to start working with our brand new members. We touch them, what we say, 4 to 5 times a year. And the first connection point really comes within the first month that they're a member and they join MPI as a global organization. We host from global headquarters, and I personally, as well as some other colleagues, host these at the first Friday of every single month. And it's a 30-minute conference call with a PowerPoint presentation. It's very simple. But we talk to the new members about, hey, here are the benefits that you're being provided. Take advantage of them. Here's, if you're a planner or a supplier, here are some benefits that may interest you. We talk to them about being engaged in your chapters and going over everything and all of the different levels of the chapter and making the most. A great analogy that I heard many years ago about MPI was, it's like a gym membership. If you don't go, you're not going to see the results. And that's something that we echo over and over and over.
So true.
You've got to go to actually see the results. So our new member onboarding from a global perspective starts in month 1 when we invite them over email, all brand new members, to a new member orientation. It's a short, quick, 30-minute phone conversation that we have with them. And then our member engagement representatives echo what you're doing at the chapter level, or what we hope you're doing at the chapter level. And that echo is calling them within the first 3 to 4 months that they joined, calling them at the 6-month point of their membership, calling them 3 months before they're up for renewal, and we're touching base with them at all of these integral times to make sure that they understand that we are here for them, that we want to see them be as successful as possible, because that success is really important. It's a representation not only of the chapter, but from a global headquarters, and the entire profession is where we really focus as well. So new member onboarding starts at month 1 from the global headquarters. It echoes much of what is done at the chapter level. We bring it really high level, and you guys are focusing a lot more on what's locally available to you. We talk to them a lot about the research that the organization does for them. We talk to them a lot about the large international events that we focus on. Whereas you're talking to them more about, hey, here's great networking opportunities and events and how to be engaged, and come to the socials. That's where, the connection happens. Just like the gym, you got to go to these events in order to see the results of your membership.
Great. Thanks so much, Tim. And I can't say how much I love the gym membership analogy, for sure. It's so true. And the other thing I love is what Holly touched on about customer service calls. And really, it's not, we want this from you. It's about how can we be of service to you throughout the year. So using your board of directors and your leadership team to really check in on a yearly basis just to see how you're doing and to kind of get a pulse point on the membership is just a really powerful tool. So, Amy, I want to toss it to you really quickly and maybe 1 or 2 bullet points. Tell us what are a couple ways to really engage, to really ensure you're engaging the membership.
Yeah, absolutely, Holly and Judy. It really starts with the chapter survey, so the MPI Global Chapter Membership Survey, as well as your chapter needs assessment. If you're not doing an annual chapter needs assessment for your chapter, I highly recommend it. At our chapter, we do one both in membership and as well as education. So we know we're hearing directly from our members what they want so that we as leadership can deliver it to them. So it's important to know, in this case, what your members are looking for. So your chapter business team will provide you the results from those surveys that you take annually. We just finished this cycle of completing the survey. So thank you everyone who participated. And then we really seriously, we look at that very closely at your retreats to make sure that the programming you're planning for the year and the initiatives that your chapter is taking is what your members want. And a lot of things for creating that opportunity for engagement can be your educational events, your networking events, at a larger chapter, it could be smaller meetings, brown bag lunches for folks. Whether you have an ambassador program so people can be partnered when they're a new member and they come to an event. Do you have a call campaign, as Tim and Holly mentioned, to reach out to those members throughout the year? Are there peer programs? Do you have a mentorship program? How are you engaging students? It's a big, we have a lot of universities in the DC area, and so how we engage students is different than how we engage very senior members. So look at all of your different programs and making sure that goes back to what your members want and what they need. And that's part of your entire leadership team should be able to strategize with you to make sure that those programs meet the needs of your members.
Great. Thanks so much, Amy. So Holly, what should a VP or a director do, or where should they go to really find the membership tools that are available to them? You mentioned this a little bit earlier, but maybe just do a quick recap for us.
Sure. We talked about the chapter leaders resource page, which everybody will have access to as of April 15th. And so, again, the CBMs will train you when they come to your chapter, but in the meantime, you may need to know. So make sure you reach out to your current team. Anyone on your board of directors currently should be able to show you how to get into this area. But you're simply going to log on to the International's website that Tim gave you earlier, which is www.mpiweb.org. And then you'll see an area off to the side where it says chapter leaders. And when you click in that, it's going to take you right to the chapter leaders resource area. And within this area, there's several tabs. So you've got education, marketing, membership, best practices. So obviously the membership tab is going to be big for you guys because you can go in there and see all the membership statistics for the past several years and how your chapter has trended statistically. But you can also get resources from buddy programs, mentor programs, membership values of membership, brochures and things of this nature. But there's also the membership boot camp toolkit in there, and that gives you more resources. Within that area, you'll also find an area where you can pull reports, and I think he's going to talk about that maybe a little bit. But you can pull the reports for your chapter, where your new members are, your canceled members, and so on. So everything you kind of need is in that chapter leaders resource page. But there's another tab in there called Best Practices. And within that Best Practice tab, there will be another tab, a subcategory for membership best practices. And this is where chapters from anywhere in the globe can submit a practice that they do at a local level that's been very successful for them. So you can go there as a resource, too, to get ideas or see how somebody else in your community is doing it successfully. When that doesn't have what you need, so let's say you go to that chapter leaders resource page and you can't find what you're looking. Well, don't recreate the wheel yet. Call your chapter business manager, and we'll help you reach out to your peers around the globe and see if somebody's already got it. If we can't find it anywhere, then, we may have to start and actually create that wheel, but we'll try to help you the best that we can and make sure it's done, and then we'll have you submit it as a best practice so that people coming behind you will have that resource. So we're always looking for new development ideas there, too. We talked about your chapter business manager a lot. You've heard us say chapter business manager or CBM, but many of you maybe have never met one or really know what that means. And so chapter business manager is me. I'm one of them. But there's actually 5 of us around the globe. And our job is to kind of interact and be an advocate for your chapter or resource for your chapter. So we kind of sit as the liaison between global and the chapter level. So we bring to you all the initiatives and the things that are happening at a global level that you would need to know about, and then help you develop the resources and the tools to make sure you're successful in delivering them at a local level. Additionally, we partner with you to help ensure you're able to execute your chapter business plans and budgets in a successful way. So we really are your friend, your coach, your resource. We hope that you will depend on us. You will call us often. We are not here as something just for a chapter president or president-elect. We really are here for you, the leader who needs assistance. So feel free to ask your chapter president who is your chapter business manager and that contact information. All of them should be reaching out to you in the coming weeks. They'll do that in the month of April. So they'll contact you. You shouldn't have to go find them. and they're going to send you all kinds of great resources and set up calls. So chapter business managers are a great resource. I mean, if we don't know, we're going to find somebody like Tim who does know. So, and then lastly, of course, your MERS that work with Tim. They are a great resource, and they're your friend, and they really do care about what you're doing out in the field and really want to be a support system to you. So don't hesitate to have a relationship with them and support them. And if it's not their area, they'll send you back to the chapter business manager, and that's fine. So anytime, just reach out, and somebody will help you.
Awesome. So Amy, really quickly, what can a chapter do? So for a chapter leader listening to this, can you quickly give us a couple tips on how they pull reports specifically for their chapter and what's available?
Sure. As Holly mentioned, you'll log into www.mpiweb.org. That you'll need your membership. If you've never logged in there, you'll need your membership ID, and you'll set up your profile. But there you'll have access to the chapter leader resource page, and within there, one of the top pages is for membership and reports, and there you'll find your membership statistics. So your chapter business manager will send you the statistics every month, or you can find them there. And so each month it will show you, what your chapter, the health of your chapter, and what global is looking like, what the area, the growth, how many new members you brought on. So look through this. You can see many years worth of data there, and you can always look back and see your membership statistics there. You can pull custom reports. You'll want to pull, who your new members are every month. You can pull memberships that are up for renewal. You can pull members that are due for cancellation. Remember to look at members that are transferring to your chapter. A lot of times members, especially in this industry, we move around quite a bit. So look for the members that are new to your chapter, maybe not new to MPI, but are looking to get involved. You can pull who your current membership roster is, who your students are, things like that. So go through and look at that resource page. You can pull those reports. You can timestamp when you want to be looking at that information, and you can pull it really simply to Excel and have the data to manipulate yourself. So really helpful resource. And if you need help, your chapter business manager can walk you through where to find the reports. And make sure both a VP, where these reports are, and your board directors. So you can be looking at this information monthly, quarterly. It becomes a very hot page for me.
Good, as it should be, And so, Amy, while I've got you in, last question before we kind of close this out and leave with some parting words. As current VP of membership, you've done this. So I'd love to hear what advice you have for directors and VPs of membership to really succeed and leave a legacy in their role.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think one of the biggest things you can do is building a strong, engaged committee. And then that involves being a coach and a mentor. Think of yourself as a manager, and this is your team. So really take the time to get to know your committee members. What do they want to get out of their membership? Why are they involved? Why are they volunteering? And help them. And that can mean something different. Maybe their 5-year plan to be on the board one day. Maybe they want to be involved with MPI globally one day. Whatever those things are, help them hone their skills. So when the time comes for those opportunities, they're ready to go. Take ownership of that area. Make them stay accountable. Ask people individually to help you out, assign them tasks, make sure that you invite your co-chairs to come to board meetings. It's a really great place to become inspired and to hear what the chapter is. Attend all your committee meetings. Even if you're a VP of membership, attend committee meetings. You can attend committee meetings that aren't even within your preview. Get involved, know what your chapter is doing, know who your future leaders are. Follow through. If you meet a potential new member, follow through with following up with them, or have somebody on your team follow up with them. That little engagement is important. Know that you can be seen as accountable to your team to make sure that they have what they need to get their jobs done. And communication. I know every chapter, this is probably an area of ownership for them in the coming year, is thinking about communication. And that's both upward, making sure the executive committee and the leadership and that MPI is involved and knows what you're doing, but that your board team does, and your co-chairs and your committee. It's really important. as a committee member that they understand where the chapter is going and what they're working on. It helps them to really stay engaged, and you really need to be an ambassador of communication to make sure that you're involving the right people at all levels in the communication process. And my favorite, just have fun. It's a lot of fun. Membership is supposed to be fun. We don't do this, because it's part of our jobs. It's something we enjoy doing. So continue to make sure that your team, everybody's having fun, the leadership, create some fun things, beyond the data and analytics and strategic planning. Membership is fun. So enjoy it.
I love it. I love it. Well, it sure is fun. And this has been so much fun. I am thrilled to have been a part of it. And, Tim, Amy, Holly, thank you for all you do for the chapters, for MPI, and for this wonderful industry we get to work in. So thanks for rocking this video. First of all, you guys rule. And I just want to say that if you are someone watching this video that has just signed up to lead in this organization, or maybe you're going to a vice president role to take your leadership to the next level, I would challenge you just to, like Amy said, have fun, but remember, you get out of it what you put into it, right? So, and really it's all about people, and people, not the iCloud, not the iPhone, not LinkedIn. People control resources, opportunities, and information. So get out there. Meet the people in your chapter. Meet the people on your board. Get to know them. This is an incredible platform that can change your life. So go out there and fail hard. Make mistakes. Take a ton of risk. And go out there and start things, and start way before you're ready, because you will be amazed what you may find on the other side. So it's been an honor to be here today as the, video conference MC. So Holly, I will turn it over to you to kind of close us out with any final words.
Absolutely. Thank you, Judy. Well, just to echo, everything that Judy said is so true. I don't think I could have honestly said it any better. And she is the queen of membership. She has been there and done it. So I'm going to speak more from a leadership place rather than a membership place and say, really use this time wisely. It is such an amazing opportunity to serve on a board of directors. Just not imagine the skills that you're going to develop and learn that you might not have the opportunity to develop in your own job that you currently have. And so Judy Holler and Amy, they're all examples of that. I'm actually even an example of that. The skills that they have learned from serving has taken them so far and is going to take their career to a whole nother level they could have never expected prior to serving on a board of directors. So just jump in, have fun with it. Like she said, make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn and grow. But just be all in. That's the best thing I can say. Come, show up, be prepared, stay engaged, stay passionate, and you're really going to find you're going to have lasting friendships from this experience and lasting skills that are going to take you really far in your career. So congratulations on being nominated and accepted for the board of directors. It's a huge honor. I'm proud of each and every one of you and can't wait to meet you in the coming months. It's going to be a very, very exciting time. And I'd just like to thank Amy for her time and her dedication. Again, just another passionate, engaged volunteer. You're seeing it right here. She's just done so much, and we're really excited about her path. She's got an exciting new role coming up with her board as she's moving into the president-elect role. So we're very excited for her and the Potomac chapter. So thank you, Amy, for your time.
Thank you.
And then, Tim, I just so appreciate you. Thank you for all that you're doing at Global to support our chapter leaders and support our membership. We couldn't do it without you. So we're so glad to have you as part of our community and know that you're there as a resource. So thank you for taking the time to be here and share with us today. And then lastly, I just really want to thank Judy Holler. She's the one who rocked it. That membership passion is so exciting to see. So Judy, thank you for, again, volunteering your time beyond the chapter level to the global and training our upcoming leaders. That is just so much that we appreciate. And congratulations to you, too. Again, here's another example. Judy will be moving into the president-elect role of our Chicago chapter, so we're very excited for you and our Chicago team. It's going to be an awesome year for all of our chapters because of people like you. So thank you. And Judy does a lot of speaking. She's kind of our go-to improv girl. Many of you may not know her yet. So please check her out. She does do some training on the side and a few speaking engagements on the side. And Judy, what is your website for our leaders who may want to look at bringing you in for some training?
Oh, I love it. A shameless plug, I guess. If you'd like to know more about any of the leadership stuff I get involved in, or my blog, or any of my MC work, it's just at judyholler.com. Easy breezy. But this is great. Thanks so much, Holly, and thanks so much, Amy and Tim. This has been so much fun. And chapter leaders, thank you for all you do, and I can't wait to see you at WEC or the Chapter Business Summit in September. It is going to be so much fun. So we will see you soon. For now, I guess we're out of here. Bye, you guys.
Thanks, everyone.